Welcome back to today's Signal versus Noise, where we take a look at unusual options activity on the tape and ask what the market is really telling us. Today's setup is in TSMC, ticker TSM, and it's a classic example of a great quarter running away from a very high bar here. The company overnight delivered a record print. Revenue came in north of $40 billion, up 33.7% year over year. The net profit was up $22 billion, up 77%. Management raised the 2026 outlook to slightly above 40% growth in US dollar terms. They also said their conviction for the multi-year AI megatrend remains at all-time highs. So why did the stock fall? Because it certainly fell here after the earnings report. Well, TSM was trading around 405, 406 on Thursday afternoon, down around 3% at the time this video was recorded. But this is where the options tape gets a little bit interesting. Across two sessions, bullish call buyers purchased about roughly 15.9 million into TSM upside, and both trades have basically the same exact math. They needed about a 9.4% move higher in order to break even here. The first trade hit on July 10th. Someone went out and purchased the July 31st 460 calls for about 4.1 million in premium here. TSM was around 434 at the entry, which gave it an implied volatility of about 55%. That put the break even about 474.77 cents, about 9.4% above the entry price. This trade was placed before the earnings report, however, and expires about 2 weeks after the print. So this is not necessarily a one-day earnings trade. The buyer gave themselves a little bit of time for a post-earnings rebound and reaction to develop here. But then on July 15th, the day before earnings, another buyer stepped in. This one was bigger. They go out to the August 21st strike. They're looking at the 440 calls here, purchasing 11.8 million in premium. Now, TSM was around 419.5 at the time of that entry, so implied volatility 52%, with a break even about $459.01, which is, yes, again, 9.4% above the entry price. So this seems to be a little bit of an easier trade to digest or understand. It's about 5 weeks out for the market to handle the earnings reaction and ultimately try to rebound a little bit. So same underlying idea, more time, a lower strike with a little bit of a bigger premium. Now, we can update the math a little bit here now that the stock has sold off in the wake of the earnings report. With TSM trading around 406 right now, the July 31st 460 call needs the stock to reach 474.77 to break even. That's going to be about 17% above the current levels in roughly 2 weeks. The August 21st 440 call needs a 459.01 cent break even. So that's about 13% above the spot with 5 weeks to work. So the first trade got hit much harder, obviously, after the earnings reaction. The second trade has perhaps a more plausible path if the stock stabilizes and starts grinding higher. And maybe that's the important distinction here when we're looking at these two trades. They are both pointing in the same direction. They are both bullish, but there's a very different level of survivability now that the stock has fallen. The July 31st call needs an immediate sharp rebound to get back into the money. The August 21st call needs a recovery, but it doesn't need the same type of immediate snapback. And I think that's how I'm going to frame this tape here today. The call buyers are not necessarily wrong because the stock fell in the print, but the clock is ticking here. The shorter dated contract is now fighting both direction and time decay. The August contract has more room to run for the market to digest. So now let's talk about why the stock fell despite having a very strong quarter. I think the positives are obvious, and you'll see them on the headlines if you go over to CNBC or Bloomberg. Q3 revenue guidance was 44.6 to 45.8 billion, up roughly 37% year over year at the midpoint. HPC is now 66% of revenue. The advanced nodes, meaning their 7 nanometer and below, are 77% of their wafer revenue. That is really the heart of the AI supply chain right there, and TSMC is still operating as this market's toll booth. But the margin and CapEx details maybe gave traders a reason to sell. Also, we have the South Korean regulatory news, which we'll leave to another story. But the CapEx was raised to 60 billion to 64 billion from 52 to 56 billion. That's an 8 billion increase. The margin guidance falls from 67% or so down to about 65%. Not great. They have this N2 ramp saying that they could dilute their second half margins by about 3 to 4 points. And their inventory day rose to 87 from, 80, which is 7 days quarter over quarter. You can see within these very esoteric, idiosyncratic numbers here that there is a demand push and pull right now. The demand is certainly real, but there is spending that's required in order to meet that, to produce the supply that's necessary. So when a stock's run this hard, this far, this fast, investors stop rewarding the demand story itself, at least on the surface level. They need to understand what the demand costs. Wall Street is still constructive. Consensus forecasts, according to the street right now, around 503.80, which is about 24% above the current spot price. Susquehanna raised its target to $600 after the latest earnings results today, but the street range is wide from about 330 on the low end to about 600 on the high end here. So the gap is basically the ongoing debate within the analyst community about the quality of margins and CapEx moving forward. So here's the signal versus noise setup for TSMC today. The signal is that the call buyers still believe that the stock TSM has a chance to recover after the print. Those July 31st 460 calls need a little bit more room in order to work, and that needs to happen pretty quickly. But the August 21st 440 calls, they could recover a little bit more slowly here. Either way, they're both structured around the same idea that the break-even point for both of those trades is about 9.4% from the entry. So traders are underwriting a real post-reaction rebound here, not just necessarily picking a blind target. That seems to be done with a level of specificity. But the noise here is that the expectations going into this were already very high. I mean, the company beat, the company raised guidance, management has reaffirmed their belief in the AI cycle, and yet the stock still fell. Now, granted, we do have the South Korean regulatory news overnight that is squeezing liquidity and leverage out of the system right now, and that could be a reason why we are seeing share prices down here. But the follow through to me is simple. What are we going to watch right now if we're trading in TSM on the long side, which quite frankly, I am vis-a-vis a short put spread right now. I want to see open interest build if the stock is able to put in a rebound. I want to see the 410, the 420, the 430 strikes garner a little bit more interest on the call side of things. But if the stock stays pinned lower here and it can't recover something like its 50-day moving average, and we start to see call open interest fade and all of a sudden put open interest begin to build, that could be the sign that this market still has more room to run to the downsides. And neither of those strikes that we discussed here, either in July or in August, will ultimately be reached. So what do you think, chat? What's the signal here? Did call buyers ultimately buy the dip in the most important AI foundry in the world? Or is it all just noise because the market's going through a new re-rating because of this macro overview issue? Regulators are trying to squeeze leverage out of the system. Let us know below. This has been another episode of Signal versus Noise. You've been watching Tasty Live. Like and subscribe for more videos.